In a minute. Yeah, I'm good, right? Nothing new.
I'm not sure. This figure's still buying it. One of us will double up, one of us will go home in the first.
No, we both double up.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
They can afford it.
They can afford to double us up 10 times each.
Lots of 20Ks.
Yeah.
But it's still healthy.
I'll take full double ups for the first 2 hours.
Let's go for a long extended break.
We're on the right table for double ups.
Yeah, you've got a good draw to adhere to spin there, haven't you? Is ideal with all the chips here.
We're not going to be pocket too many hours today.
Not the jackknife suit you call it, 16 bigs.
Welcome to day 2, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing?
Good morning, everyone.
How's the sound? Do we sound great this Saturday morning? Do we sound good? Happy tea day. Oh, not talking about just tea. Well, look what he's just been to the shop for.
There's the
Morning, Jay.
chip counts. Good morning. Yesterday's chip counts there. Tom Hall at the top. Oh, day 1A's in there, so I'm guessing that is the top 20 stacks over all 3 flights. So Tom Hall leading the way, closely followed by Mark Dyson and Bixie.
And Kennedy, Slash, Ronnie Tal, Andy Salami, Meaty game, Chris G, Colin Paddington. He said, how'd you like them jacks yesterday? Plenty more today, please, plenty more today. Morning, everybody, and welcome to day 2 of the GUKPT. Good morning, Mick the Mod. Good morning, Kev. Morning, Kev. Well done. Amazing. You said 515. We laughed at you and we thought you've no chance. 515 is never, ever, ever coming in. Not again. Well done, young man. Well done, young man. Score on its way. Sticking on Rotherham United next week in the Papa John Trophy. Yes. Afternoon, Neo. Afternoon, everybody else. John Garlic. This should be fun with Ali on the table. Indeed, we'll run through. We have got in seat number 1. We've got Ali Malou, Tim Micklin in 2, Cal Morial in 3. We've got Josh Bolton, Andy Taylor, Murph in seat 5. Lucas Kulisis in 6. Tom Hall, chip leader. Turgay Baghdadi. The Turgay come up to me and he said, I'm not folding kings on the street ever again. Ever again.
I remember that. That was my first year here.
Yep.
And, 5-handed, I think it was, and Turgay and Mark Dyson. Mark Dyson had aces, and Turgay found one of the biggest hero folds you're ever likely to see at a poker tournament.
And in 9 is Giulio Mascolo. And I have breaking news. Huge breaking news in the world of poker. I was walking up to Mad Turk this morning, and I went, "You can dance!" And he walked back, "You can jive!"
No, he
and I went, "What are you doing?" He went, "I've learnt the second line." That was it. He was like, "You can jive." Brilliant. So day 2 underway. We will give you updates on what is happening around the room. 21 players bought in for day 2 with 16 big blinds. 21. Vinnie Musson drove over from Blackpool. He said, I can't not. He said, I've got 16 big blinds. He said, I can't not play. There's £500,000 in prize pool. He said, I just cannot play.
How far's the trip from Blackpool?
An hour.
Oh, yeah, why wouldn't you?
An hour.
Didn't realise it was that close to
In
Manchester.
Vinny's car, it'll be about 45 minutes, but yeah, it should be an hour. So obviously he's been watching the live stream with Mad Turk. So funny, I was amazed. I was just like, I stopped in my tracks.
And that is what we are playing for, guys. There's the prize pool,
Already out.
£141,000 up top. Make the FT, 8.8k locked up.
Yeah.
And even second place, nearly getting 6 figures there. Really lots to play for.
141,000 up top. And please don't say it's top heavy. It's 25% to the winner, as it always have been on the GUKPT. 25%. Other firms, and when you go to an EPT or when you go to Vegas, they want more people to get paid, so they flatten it out, so you spend more money again. That's the way they do it. The GUKPT is always 25%, and 141,000 is chunks. But there's loads playing. There's plenty playing. There's 526.
Yep.
That's not bad, is it?
Nice.
Honestly, 526. That's a great payout. Didn't realise we'd get it so quick. So well done, team. And as Jay has just said, hit the final table. You look up 8.8. Very nice indeed.
And Tom Hall, chip leader to start the day, opening Ace Queen in the low jack, raises to 2.5. Julio with the Ace 9 suited chooses to call, mixing a 3-bet some of the time with this one. But happy to just peel versus Tom in position. And Tim now with the 10s in the small blind, and might choose to bump this up. And does, makes it 11k. Big 4x sizing after an open and a call. Versus the open from Tom Hall here. And Tim and Tom, 100 big blind lines effective here. So deep poker, and I can't see Tom Hall letting this one go tower. This is what you expect to see, just a call, counting calling chips. I think we start getting into that remit of turning our hand into a bluff in this situation if we do opt to 4-bet the Ace Queen. So happy to peel with position on Tim.
Yes, 7. Queen, all diamonds.
Yeah, this is just a beautiful flop here for Tom. Just almost always going to have the best hand. There's hardly any flush combos that flop a flush. Only really the King Jack of diamonds, King 10 and Jack 10 of diamonds. 10 9 of diamonds maybe in there as well. But we are just loving life on this flop as Tom Hall. Happy to start firing here with our top 2. Start trying to get some value from some potential check that Ace King. Like Ace King with the King of diamonds, be a nice check on this board. Also might get a streak from like Kings with the King of diamonds from Tim. But with pocket 10s here, Tim just going to have to let this one go in a 3-bet situation. No diamond, no real good turn card for us except the 10 of hearts. And, Tom Hall taking that one up over the 200k mark.
Afternoon, everybody. Welcome on board Manchester Day 2. 10 levels of poker. It will be fast. It will be furious in the first levels as we try and get a stack building for Day 2.
I watched a bit of a final table with Helmy funny again last night.
Oh, right,
that man is funny. Honestly, some of the stuff he says when he's in a hand and a pot and he loses a pot. I was giggling to myself in bed last night watching a bit of poker before I hit the sack. Lots going on social media regarding the Helmuth antics in the poker world over the last couple of days.
Have you seen the one with the graph where he's changed his starting hands openings?
Yeah, with the Queen 4. Yeah, the
Aces,
Queen 4,
Ace, King,
yeah.
Kings, Queens, Queen 4.
Yeah. Open with the Ace Jack from Turgot in the low jack. Flop a 7-7 deuce rainbow here. And Turgot happy to continue here in a quick fold from Josh. Let's pop down the way of Turgot.
12 hours of live streaming. Manchester prize pool is set.
Yeah, really looking forward to today, Tal. Not just because of like the turnout and a day two, but
it's the players in the building.
You look at the names in the field,
Yeah,
like 50% of the names you go down the list, like you recognise as good players on the tour who've got results and could potentially be lined up for a massive day three come the end of tonight. We will let you know bust outs around the room. There's been 21 day two buy-ins and obviously a few short stacks that took their chips through, so there are going to be an influx of bust outs early on as always.
Absolutely. And as soon as the floor staff can get it sorted, it will be an 8-handed day, but obviously with the 168 coming back today, that's not possible to start with. As soon as we get down to a certain number, we'll be 8-handed for the rest of the day, usually around about 12 tables, 13, 12 tables out maybe. So that becomes more manageable. But yet again, all hands on deck, 168 making day two.
Yes, baby, double up.
You picked your treble out tower for today?
I have. I was up all night. Well, actually, I was nearly up all morning because the workers in Manchester don't take Saturdays off. They don't take Saturdays off. I would have paid them to take Saturday off. But around the hotel, oh no, we work Saturday morning at 8:30. You lot might be in pub at 12. We are not. Good afternoon, Gather Hippie. Can you drink alcohol at the tables or is it soft drinks? You can drink exactly what you want, young man. Diamond Lee 198. Yeah, you can drink anything. A lot of people choose not to drink alcoholic beverage, especially at 12:30 Saturday afternoon. But yeah, you can drink anything you want to.
And Ali Malou going to get some action now after checking back trips on the flop.
Oi, oi.
Going to get at least one street here from Lucas. Lucas is going to have to check call this spot because it is a card that Ali's going to represent, whether he's got it or not. And the good thing is as well, unless we're up against Ace King, we're going to be chopping with all other Ace X. Obviously, Ali can have a Queen too, but just going to be an easy call spot here for us as Lucas. See a river. Free pet. So the Queen 10 of Ali gets a check mark. And now just thinking what size to go and chooses 10k. Going to get looked up by Lucas and nice check from Ali on the flop, getting the maximum. 167 we started the day with. Apocalypse 167 of that 167, 21 of them with day two buy-ins.
I've not seen the bottom of the scale at the minute, but I don't know how many get paid in total. We've got the payout for the top 10, so we'll get you that information as soon as we can. Afternoon, John.
How are we doing, John?
54 are getting paid, so sometimes around about level 17 the bubble will be on. 54 getting the money.
How are we doing, Gambling Gaz on Twitch? Yeah, well, outside of London, yes, this is.
Especially for 1k as well,
Yeah.
or 1100 as it is. It's fantastic.
So Cal, with the aces,
Oi, oi.
raises to 2.5, and Josh here might choose to free bet the ace-9 suited, but makes a very good laydown. To be honest, looking at his stack size, he is pretty short here, Josh, yeah. So Josh would have had to shove there if he wanted to take the spot. Wouldn't have minded the shove from Josh at all off 15 bigs versus a Cal hijack open, but makes a well-timed fold and no action for Cal with the aces.
We've lost 7.
7?
We've lost 7.
7 in 10 minutes.
We've been
or 15
playing.
minutes.
We've been playing 15 minutes. We've lost 7. Oliver White first out. A couple of GDPRs, AC, MM and LP. Kenan Farzalayev, Rob Boone, and just out right now, Rob Bickley. So we're down 7.
Yeah, when we get to double figures, guys, we'll get a ticker on the top right. At the moment, we'll just keep it clear. Still too many players left, and players going to be busting out left, right and centre this stage of the day. And throughout the day, if you do want to know if someone is still in, just let us know. We'll let you know if they're still in the field. As Lucas here on the button wants to open the A7. Tom Hall, who usually fairly prompt to act tower, must have a decision. 9-8 of hearts here in the small blind. Going to be continuing one way or another here. Tom opts for the flat option. Definitely could 3-bet this as well. But always about mixing it up. Happy to just peel the 9-8 suited on this occasion. Bring Turgay in the big blind with the Queen Jack.
8-4-3, 2 downs.
Toppest of pairs for Tom. Not much for Turgay. Lucas here, just ace high. That 7 of diamonds doing a little bit of work with some backdoors, but may choose to check this board freeway, especially with Turgay in the mix. It is a board that is going to potentially connect with the big blind. Tom will have all the pocket pairs as well, which we're only really going to fold out the deuces. Lucas happy to continue with the A7. Tom with 9-8 of hearts here. Versus a button open, probably got both options available to us here. Like when we've got this pair potentially could sometimes raise for protection purposes versus the button open and Lucas, but this perfectly fine as well. Just call in, seeing a turn card. So a lovely turn for us. Deuce of hearts, still with top pair. Lucas picks up will draw. And if I'm Lucas now, we've got to start ranging Tom. What hands he call out the small blind and call his flop bet. Like we'll have obviously some 8x, 7-8 of diamonds, 8-10 suited, 8-9 suited. But then he's going to have 3s and 4s, 8s, 5s, 6s, 7s, cards that hands that aren't going to be folded into a second barrel. They're probably going to be calling once more on this turn card. But I'm guessing, I'm trying to think what we're targeting here as Lucas to fold out for this 8k bet. I guess we fold out some like ace-3 suited that didn't elect a 3-bet. Diamond draws a lot of the time are going to have 2 overs as well, so they're not going to be folding. Lucas happy to fire the second barrel.
8 of spades on the river.
Yeah, and this is just the worst possible card for us to be bluffing on as Lucas. Not just because Tom can have an 8, but it makes hands like 5s, 6s, 7s, 9s become a bit of an easier call. But Tom might be thinking about taking the check behind away from Lucas. And we're going to lead himself. For 21.5, so 2/3 river bet for value here for Tom Hall after river and trips. Lucas has to get out of the way now.
So bet 21,000 by Tom. Lucas, don't think he'll be calling.
I guess we beat hands like Broadway diamonds. That could be what he's thinking. King, Queen, King, Jack of diamonds, Queen, Jack of diamonds, Jack, 10 of diamonds, all hands that Tom would pill in the small blind and potentially play in this manner. I think the C bet's fine. I'm just not too sure about the turn bet. tower. I'm not sure if it's good to continue firing versus the range of hands that Tom should have, calling in the small blind on this particular turn. I think that's the questionable part of the hand. But Lucas really thinking about heroing this one off with ace high. Sometimes this can be the Tom Hall factor. People know you're an elite player, you're very good, your results speak for themselves, and people that haven't actually seen you play or play with you before sometimes talk themselves into thinking you're just going to be bluffing in most spots. But that's not the case. I'm surprised that we're still in the tank here as Lucas.
Yeah, me too.
Like, we need Tom to specifically have like missed diamonds here. Say if Tom's got like ace 9 of diamonds or ace 10 of diamonds, actually potentially some bluffs we lose to. We literally need him to have the best hand here, specifically like the Broadway diamonds, 10-9 of diamonds, Jack 10 of diamonds, something like that.
Two guys ready to cold clock, I tell you. And eventually it comes to the right decision. Hey, man of straw. Yes, we're here. Just leaving it to Jay while the analysis is on. He was working it bob on, as always. Afternoon, team. We're definitely here. We're live. We are live. Oh, Neo's got a 5-team hacker. Oh my days. $167 starting today. 21 day 2 buy-ins. 54 getting paid. And we'll be playing 10 levels of poker. Afternoon, Sam. Watching on Facebook. Is Gilly still in? Valentin? I think he is. I think Gilly is in as he made day 2. Give you updates of eliminations. If you don't hear his name, shout it out. When the eliminations get to us, then he is still in the building.
Lucas raising the 10-6 of clubs in the hijack, and Turgite with the ace 9 on the button could potentially shove this for 15 bigs over a hijack open, ace 9, if we perceive our opponent to be more on the aggressive side. Chooses to just flat and see a flop, and that's going to bring Ali Blue along in the big blind. And Lucas probably happy to continue here if we're opening the 10-6 of clubs, this dry 5-3-3 rainbow texture. Here's a board we're going to have lots of c-bets on. Doesn't need to go too large, third perfectly fine. And does up for less than third, closer to 25%, quarter pot. And Ali just gets out of the way.
Scrolling across the bottom, the full payout structure for the 54 that will be getting paid.
£2,550.
Very nice indeed. £12.50 to enter, £25.50 min cash.
There's me.
So £25.50 min cash.
He said he
doubling your
wouldn't
money.
be folding kings.
He did. He did say he will not be folding kings on the live stream.
Yeah, he was right against Dyson, yeah.
It was the right thing to do. He had aces. Jack high flop, Jack 8-2. Wonder if he points to the camera when he wins the hand. If he does win the hand.
Yeah, because...
if he does indeed win the hand, because Tim Icklin has got the up and downer.
and backdoor flush draw tower, so it's interesting. Could potentially see Tim just set Turgai in. Should know that he's going to have around like just 40% here, even against like an overpair.
Turgai's all in. He said he wasn't folding kings. Tim has the up and down at Turgai. He's good at the minute. A 7 or a queen, and it's a 6.
Gets a double.
Gets a double with the Cowboys. He's looking around and saying, I'm not folding kings.
Do you know what? Neo Tintin's put his 5-fold in the chat. I don't even know who Forfar are. I'm guessing they're in the Scottish League.
Who's that?
Forfar?
Yeah. League 1 or League 2 in Scotland.
What was it, 4, 4, 5, 5?
Yeah. Yeah, when they used to read the football scores out, it was 4-4-4, he's 5-5.
I didn't even know Halifax was in the Football League either.
They're not.
Oh, they're not?
They're in some kind of conference. Been a long time since Halifax Town was in the football leagues. I don't even know if they still play at the Shea. Do they still play at the Shea? I have no idea. So guys, got the ladies this time. Raising to 3.7. If you're going to get rush of cards, don't run into aces. Oh my days, this is going to be curtains for Turgai. He's not folding the kings, he's not folding the queens, but he's going to be in a world of hurt because Tim, who was just given a load of chips, is going to take them all off him.
Yeah, not much to say about this one, Tar. This is just a caller for sub 30 bigs effective. It's just always going to get in pre-flop, you expect, but Turgai finds a flat here. And if this comes king or ace high, well, it doesn't. 9-8-3. And I just can't see how Turgai's ever not going to get stacked here, Tower.
Nope.
We've seen him dodge bullets before in this exact tournament, but this time it would be some fold if he could get away from this. He's never getting away on the flop. He might even choose to just put the chips in now, but happy to just call with the ladies. Need some sort of wet turn or overcard to his ladies to potentially save his tournament.
Yeah, well, it's not. It's a 9. It pairs the board though.
Yeah, 9. This shouldn't really change much. Neither player you expect to have too much 9x. Turgai's going to have more 9x than us as Tim, and Tim checking it over to Turgai now, who fires for 12k. So he might actually survive, Tower. He might be firing this 12 to check back river potentially. But Tim just moves all in.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, unfortunately not folding and seeing the bad news. One with the Kings.
So going to need to find a one outer.
And didn't. Unlucky Turgay. Turgay eliminated. And before Turgay was eliminated, we have lost. Turgay eliminated. We've lost Yuri Ishide, Dean Hutchinson, Lucas Dimser, Vinnie Musson, who drove from Blackpool, he's now driving another way back, Cully Sidhu, who bought him for day 2, Lee French is out, another GDPR in RM, and our friend is feeling down, Mr. Chun Man.
Oh, he's feeling down.
Chun Man, gone. So the early stages of today. "16 players eliminated in 30 minutes. 16.
Ace Jack of Diamonds for Lucas should be opening. Makes it 2.5. And Josh just has to shove here. Tower.
Yeah.
With the 10s. There's the all in for 14 bigs. And Ace Jack of Diamonds here from Lucas. This is probably right on the line after we open +1, but with Cal's flat in there.
He calls with 17,000, I think.
Happy to call.
Yeah, so Lucas with the Ace Jack, Josh at risk with the 10s. Does he survive?
And yes, Mel, day 2s are always on Saturday.
Yeah, they are indeed for GUKPT. Other events do different days, buy-ins obviously. Different, Ace King 4. So we now need a 10.
And no help on the river, so we do lose Josh Bolton.
Unlucky Josh. So we lose Josh, and at the same time Santiago Plant and Chris Gately were eliminated as well. So another 3 down. Just wowzers. Just a start like we always predict on a Saturday for day 2. Money scroll on the bottom, chunks up top. Great turnout again in Manchester.
Afternoon, Ricky.
Afternoon, Ricky. C4 was at the Shea when Man City lost to Halifax 1-0 in the FA Cup. That's a long time ago. That's when a C4 had a hair. That's how long ago that was.
John says, who are we doing today, Tower, in your treble?
We'll do it in about 15 minutes. But we have it wrote down, we have it listed, and we have it favourited, and we're ready to let the world know. Afternoon, John, watching on Facebook. Yeah, the treble will be with us in about 15 minutes.
Is it just me?
Cal's in trouble. Cal with the ace-4, cowboys for Lucas getting the hands now. He's just taken one out with ace-jack.
Yeah, 14 big shove. There's no button this hand, it's dead button, so Cal to shove any ace here for sub 15 bigs, perfectly fine, being the effective button. Murph's got an easy call because of that reason. There's a lot of hands we dominate, and now Lucas gonna be probably making this like 50 odd K tail. I doubt he's just gonna rip here.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's probably very unlikely to happen, but sometimes we want Murph to just a flatted like hand like queens or jacks and potentially rip in. If we do 3-bet to that size,
The lot's in.
but he does just choose to go for it. Happy
Murph
to move all in.
snap folds.
And
And Cal is in a world of hurt. Cal Morial looks like hitting the rail for an early bath on day 2.
Yeah, no help there.
Yeah, 3 or 5 for a bit of a sweat. No. We're down to an ace from space. And it isn't. Cal Morial eliminated. Also eliminated was Jacob Stone, which means we're down to 145 from the 167 that started.
Plenty of bust outs early on in the feature. We're actually sitting there 5-handed now. Oh, it was 6-handed because Ali's not in his seat. But still going to need to get some players in. Gambling Gas has never known Ali to fold this much. He must have read a book on how to play poker. Love watching him. I think since he's come back, he's tightened up his game a little bit. However, I will say when I played with him in the mini the other day, he still was up to his old antics every now and again, like huge bets and some limp raises for extortionate sizings. Oh, Ali had Jack's tower. Ali had Jacks. He's not at the table.
There's Ali Malone.
Lucas in the small with the ace-6, raises to 3.5 and 10-8 off here for Tom. Well, I think against Tom I'm probably, when I'm raising out the small, I think it's going to be 3.5x or more, because I think when we go 3x or less, Tom's just going to peel so wide versus that particular sizing, and then we're out of position to one of the country's elite. It's not the nicest spot to be in. However, this is a board which we can just c-bet as Lucas and potentially take it down. Jack 4-4, 2 clubs, going to fold out a lot of Tom's range with a c-bet. But like the best players in the world, this is probably where they thrive, the blind on blind situations where ranges are the widest, but with 10-8, no back doors other than the straight in that situation. Tom just gets out of the way. And nice pick up for Lucas with the a6.
Tom's too good a player to not win a GUKPT. You know, I guess to win one in the next few years. He chopped Blackpool in 2016. It was a snap chop as well. They got 3-handed, 3 of the best players. Rich Kelly, Tom Middleton and Tom Hall instantly went, do you want to chop it? And he went, yes. Because it could have gone on for 6 hours.
Who was it? Mini, Tom Hall and...
Kelly.
Oh, okay. when was that?
2016.
2016?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Tom Middleton taking the trophy. And they just really instantly just said, yeah, well, let's talk numbers.
Lemons put his treble in the chat. Plymouth, Bristol Rovers and Mansfield for 14-1.
14-1. Plymouth would be a big price away at Ipswich.
Murph, ace jack of spades makes it 2.4. And Lucas happy to peel the 10-8 suited on the button. And Julio not defending this one in the big. Like, obviously, we can defend very wide in the big blind, but 8-3 off, just going to be a little bit too wide, and he is going to free bet. What was it you said yesterday? Have you got a good blackjack hand? You got a good poker hand?
Absolutely.
8-3. Just mixes in the free bet. It's not going to work because Murph has got ace-jack suited here, and cut off versus button versus big blind dynamic. Like, ranges are going to be wider here. Julio can potentially squeeze lighter because of that fact that Murph doesn't need to be as high up as ace-jack suited opening the cut-off. We expect Lucas to start free betting a lot of his value, so Julio maybe just attacking that dynamic and not fussed about what hand he's got. Makes it 14 action. Back on Murph here. Obviously not going anywhere. Now, interesting spot here for Lucas now, closing the action position on Murph. Very deep with him, but thinks better of the 10-8 of hearts. Could get ourselves in some dicey spots with that holding in the free bet coup.
9-2-2.
Now we're just going to get ourselves in a world of pain as Julio, because we have to c-bet this board once we free bet out of the big blind. Taking like 40 seconds here with this flop decision tower. It's just
Murph's coming over the top.
so fires for 12 into 32, so just south of 40% continue size here for Julio, and Murph not going to be going anywhere with the ace-jack of spades. Just moves all in, and a quick fold from Julio.
Like it.
But Julio there, 26k, it's a lot of chips tower, especially when we're starting the hand with 70k. It's a large proportion of our stack, done over 35% of our stack there with 8-3 off, and it's just potentially a bit of a blunder there. I understand the thought process, cut off versus button, but we can't just free bet all the time any two cards. We need to choose selective hands to free bet bluff, and the 8-3 off is just not going to be in there, but did choose to go for it, but going to be leaking chips.
Get your pens ready. It's coming out. Towers treble. I've been typing all night.
I'll get it in the commands.
I've been typing all night. Are you ready? Shrewsbury Town. Bristol Rovers. And Exeter City. 7 point something. Just over 7-1. Come on. And if you want to get fruity, right underneath it for a 4-timer, even though we shouldn't be doing 4-timers because we haven't had a treble up for a while. To be fair. To be fair. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? It's just trying. Then I would also like to add Port Vale, but that's before time. But for me treble, Bristol Rovers, Shrewsbury Town and Exeter City, and I think Port Vale win it as well. So there we go. Get on it, Grosvenor Sport. Make sure you get on Bristol Rovers, Shrewsbury Town, Exeter City. Towers treble is going online as well very shortly.
When you said get your pens ready, Mick put his pens broken. Ali Malou in the small blind.
He's back
with the king queen. Yeah, Mel, he weren't at the table,
and he had the jacks.
Yeah, he would have flopped jacks full as well on jack 4-4. Blind on blind here, just raising up the king queen, gets it through. So towers treble, yes, up. Oh. I better get on it. It's due. I have to get on it every time now. So get your bets on Grosvenor Sport. Ali opening the threes on the button, chooses 2.5x sizing, and Tim here with the kings in the small. Gonna bump this one up. Looks like 12.5 from Tim. Nice big sizing out of position. What I always like to see. You want to have slightly bigger free bets out of position than you do in position. A 6-6-5 rainbow board here. It's a nice flop for Tim. Ali shouldn't really have too much 6x, although it is Ali Malou and he will be aware of the Ali Malou factor, I'm sure. Fives for 9.5. A quick call from Ali. Seven of spades on the turn. Does bring in dummy and gutter for Ali Malou. And Tim now slowing down, choosing to check. Don't mind this at all here with the kings. Bit of deception. Probably only going to get 2 streets with our hand, so maybe go for the value on clean rivers. However, it's the 4 of diamonds and Ali Malou river in a straight here, and I'm going to happily value bet this one. 11k into 46.
So you sit down in a hand and you get paid. And he turns over the 3 for the straight, and Tim pays him off with the Cowboys.
Yeah, unfortunate that for Tim. Pocket kings for Ali Malou, free bet into 13k over the open from Murph, and Murph not going along.
Towers Treble is up on Twitter for everybody to enjoy. Shrewsbury Town, Exeter City, Bristol Rovers just over 7-1. If you fancy Port Vale, make it about 18s. Come and join in the fun, ladies and gentlemen. So Ronnie and Lewis come to the table. And Connor as well. So we have a full 9-handed table. Shrewsbury Bristol Rovers the next pace 7-1. Come on. How come we can't hear the table today, says Neil. No. Shrewsbury Bristol Rovers the next pace 7-1. Come on. How come we can't hear the table today, says Neil.
Yeah, it was on when it started because I checked. It's gone.
Is it?
I'll go. Do you want to give PK
Yes.
a shout?
Your PK shout. Have a quick wonder. He's gone. It was on when it started because we could hear it. Weird. Weird. So obviously when we mute, you won't be able to hear us, so we'll not mute for a while. We'll make sure nobody comes in to say anything. We'll get it sorted out. Nice one, Neo. Thanks for letting us know. Another 5 players gone from around the room. Ravi Sheth, Adam Bonham, Val Bennett and Joseph Merkeline have been eliminated from the room. Another 5 gone. Cal Morial was one of them as well. We saw Cal on our feature.
He's on his way.
Good
Doing
stuff.
some stuff on the floor.
So Joseph McCurleen, the last one out.
Oh dear.
Nice one, Neil. We'll get it sorted. PK is already on the case for the resume regarding the table noise. Sorry about that. So we should be all right. We just got.
We're having a look, guys. That's why it might go quiet for a little bit. But,
Yeah.
we're on the case with the table sound.
He's flicking the buttons. Yeah. We should be back now. Well, we should be, but the table noise as well. Fingers crossed it comes instantly back. Decent table we have now. With Connor coming to the table, Lewis, and also Ronnie. Ali Maloon's big smiley picture. He had the jacks before, but he wasn't at the table. He had the jacks before.
Yeah, Dom just puts her in like some random events sometimes.
All getting out of the way. In order, all the way around to Lucas. Race 7 of diamonds, wants to see a flop. Flop time. Heads up, Ali Malou. Oh, diamond draw. Queen 10 10. 2 diamonds. Check, check. 6 of clubs on the turn.
The best thing to do, it is overpriced, yeah, because it's a franchise.
Lucas
right,
might
it's
potentially think about leading here. However, what I will say, they've at least got like a random airball that is open, like a 7-8 suited or something like that, that just whiffs this flop. Surely that's going to continue once Ali checks behind here. We need to be aware he's going to have a hand that a lot of the time is going to call our turn lead. So if we're Lucas here, I hope he's setting up a double barrel tower because we need to be aware. Very rare that our turn lead's going to get through. Once Ali checks behind, you think he's going to have something that's going to be able to call turn and be able to see a river like ace jack, ace king, jacks, 9s, 8s and 7s. But now we don't even have to think about double barreling in this as Lucas because we've made the best of it on the river.
You been to Mexico?
Yeah, unlucky Ali realises he got very unlucky with the jacks.
Oh yeah, that's the other one. That's the other one.
Yes, table noise is back. Now that I've fixed it, I'll go for a tea room.
Yeah, sounds good.
One I would go to next time if not been is called like Samurai.
So 5 minutes left of the first level of day 2, and then we're going to move into the 816 level.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bubble usually going somewhere between level 16 and 17. While until we reach that part of the day.
Yeah, I mean that's what Rafi's meant to
Ali now limping in with the ace deuce off. Gary, you've not missed a treble. Towers treble is Shrewsbury, Bristol Rovers and Exeter that pays 7-1. So Ronnie isolating the limp of Ali Malou. Queen 7-5, 2 hearts, top pair for Ronnie, flush draw for Tom, not much going on here for Ali. Ronnie happy to fire here, lovely flop for us after opening. Tom Hall not going to be going anywhere here with King 3 of hearts, probably just expect him to call here in this spot, not sure we're going to see a raise too often. Weighing up his options here, Tom. Obviously both are available. Much prefer this, just calling and seeing a turn. Reason being, Ronnie's going to still have like the kings, the aces, king queen, ace queen, queen jack, queen 10. Hands that we're not going to fold out of a raise. And as well as that, what are we representing other than pocket 5s and pocket 7s? So if we start raising there, start condensing our range of value to only a few hands, and Tom will be well aware of this. Nine of clubs on the turn, but Ronnie chooses to check behind, and 6 of hearts on the river. And Tom Hall makes the flush. Has brought a 4 line into a straight though, so Ronnie could potentially get away from this one. Obviously, as I always say, think about range of hands Tom's going to call flop with. And lead turn, and Tom looks like a little block bet there. Is it 5k? 25% block. And you need some of your strong hands in there. Like if Tom wanted to block like a queen 10 here, it's good to have some nutted hands like flushes as well, because if you only block like with 1 pair hands and opponents are aware of that, they can just attack that sizing. However, if you are balanced and you have strong and weak hands in there, or not necessarily weak, but hands like 1 pair that want to try and get to showdown cheaply, then people are less inclined to actually attack that raise because they know you can be nutted in certain scenarios as well. Plenty tuned in. First session of the day. Good afternoon, everyone. Day 2 of Manchester. 167 started today. There was 21 day 2 buy-ins.
What was the line set as T-Boy comes back?
22, you said, Tower.
I said 22. Wasn't bad at all, was it? Wasn't a bad guess at all.
A7 for Murph. makes it 2.4, and Tom happy to build the suit and rear ace in the small blind. Take a flop. Can mix in a free bet some of the time with this one as well versus cut off open. As I always say, mixing it up, some calls, some free bets on this occasion. Tom happy to peel and flop top pair on ace 5, 6, 2 hearts. Murph continuing a 3 into 7. So just over 40% continue here from Murph, and Tom not going to go anywhere. The ace 4 of clubs should just be a pure call for him. Can't really do anything else but call and take a turn.
9 of hearts on the turn.
Probably going to go check now, tower up. This is a nice one for Murph to start checking on. We picked up a straight draw, 7 high flush draw to go with our top pair, so nice little check candidate for us on the turn. Queen of hearts on the river. Murph with the best hand. Not sure this is a spot we're going to see Tom bluff too often. Going to be a small block bet. No, that looks like a lot of chips, tower. No, it was a small block bet, 1.9.
Looked a lot more.
Yeah, it did. It was only 1.9, so tiny bet there from Tom on the river. A quick call from Murph with the A7.
Lost another 5. Archibald Seaton, EW, Navas, Robles, Florian Duta as bust, and Darren Clark, not the golfer. Confirmed. We've also lost IO. IO, it's off to work we go, gone. So, we have lost 28 since we started. 28.
I know, but if I came and played every day one and grinded through this, then at least I would know that if I've got the heart to do it like 4 weeks. $600 Rio day. Exactly. Because I'm not going to go over and fire the Tavari in 10 days.
Interesting news on the hour tables. Who did we have playing? Who were the 2 Bens that we had playing in the final when they were heads up?
Dobson.
Yeah.
And Windsor.
Yeah. And guess who's just bust out 9 seconds apart?
Dobson and Windsor.
Correct.
Wow.
That's it. On the outer tables, Ben Dobson and Ben Windsor have literally bust out 9 seconds apart on the outer tables. And Chris Howden from Teesside also eliminated. Nathan, Bristol Rovers, they're on fire. Bristol Rovers will not let us down today. They're a great price. They're above even money, man.
So Connor here with the ace king of hearts against Lewis with the ace queen. And Lewis going to need to find a queen to survive. Does have backdoor spades. And chop outs, 9 or 5 now. 9, 5 or queen to survive. And it is a 5.
How do we do it?
And Lewis, with a bit of fortune there, keeps his tournament alive.
Sit back, Doon. Lewis survives with his 20 bigs.
I managed to stand up at the last second.
Oh,
I'm glad it's that.
Took it like a champ.
Mine was 9.
So true.
Yeah, that was the value. I just thought Bristol Rovers going in for the top 4. I thought they'd do it. Carlisle just about safe now, so
I thought Shrewsbury would value at 18 to 5.
Who'll play in 2.5 weeks' time against the team.
I've gone and grown sport, guys. I've put Towers treble on. I go to him. How do you only get 7s? I've got 16s here, and I've put the Shrewsbury game for next weekend against MK Dons at 18 to 5.
Let me tell you, if Shrewsbury MK Dons, I might pay you out myself, because MK Dons are flying at the minute, and they're the biggest worry for Rotherham United at this moment in time.
I looked down at ace king once, and the king snapped.
They are the biggest worry for Rotherham United at this time. MK Dons, they are flying.
They were like that, and it went like crap. They were just like, it hasn't.
So Lucas out the way and Tom with the ace king.
Minimum 500 quid.
Raise into 4k in the cut-off. 2.5x size in here from Tom. Might have had something to do with the Malou stuff in the big blind.
What's happening? Early stages of today. Slash is still in. The spanned. Will McMurray's made an appearance in 2022. Love you, Will. Look at Maurizio's chips, by the way. Nearly 200k. One of the all-time greats, Mr. Barney Boatman.
I thought you was going to say Ewan McNicholas then. I didn't see Barney sat next to him for a second.
There's Ewan. Pickles has just stood up.
Alex Montgomery.
Alex with the guns. Now that's the stack. Who's that belong to?
It's at about nearly 300 there, Tower. We've got 116 yellows, about
Oh,
120.
Ant's having another massage. Ant Kennedy. That is a stack. Thanks for that. Nice little pan. Rakesh, tell my man, lovely weather. It is beautiful outside. Really nice and warm here in Manchester. It's going to drop down to 2 degrees apparently in the midweek next week. Don't know why, but it is. When are you coming down to my house for the curry? Whenever I get an invite, I suppose.
I guess that is an invite. That sounds like an invite to me.
And I'm trying to find your house because we have a big country.
Can't just go knocking on every door. Are you Rakesh?
Yeah. Are you Rakesh? Rakesh? No, Rakesh. Hello. Do you do curry? It's a nice thing to say, Rakesh. And if we have wherever you are, if we are very close, it would be lovely to knock on your door.
The air gets sucked out.
There's a big one in Texas, and yeah, I think like 2 weeks called Series Start. It's a 1 mil guaranteed 1600.
Is it Texas?
It's at Doug's, yeah, and there's a 2-day 5k and a 3k main event. When is that? In the middle of, I think, the end of April.
It's like exactly sort of like.
Why sour in drag? Who said that yesterday?
For me?
Austin.
You're amazing.
Where's mine? Oh, it's a bit harsh.
If you like barbecue, it's like barbecue. Yeah, you love it.
PK has just sent us a picture. We might have to get that on the stream somehow. I don't know how PK can do it.
He'll get it up there, I'm sure.
I don't know how PK can do it, but Patrick Antonius stood on the stage at Goliath, ready to rock and roll for Joker's Wild, and somebody's dressed in drag.
That's brilliant.
Who said that yesterday?
So yeah, Cara come in yesterday, the masseuse, and she was talking about the Joker's Wild, and she goes, one of the other masseuses when we were at the Goliath said to Cara, "Why is Tower dressed in drag?" Because he had the wig on for the Joker.
I think that costume would fit this year.
You've got to dress up as Joker's Wild, Tower. You know the rules.
I'm getting
So Ronnie 3-betting to 9.5k. Fairly small size, a lot less than what you usually expect to see. And Julio just 4-bet rips here with the King Jack. And just a quick fold there from Ronnie with the Ace Jack. Fair play to Julio. 4-bet bluffing.
Steetles, do we have a schedule of games you are streaming? You want to see if there are any within your bankroll?
How about there?
That is Goliath. If you mean Goliath, that is the schedule for the whole of Goliath. We'll be streaming different events. The ladies event on the Saturday for day 2, that'll be the final of the ladies event. There's plenty of GUKPTs going on. There's the Jokers Wild at 6, that won't be streamed unfortunately, but there's plenty going on there. And if we have, that is what's going on in the country. The ones in blue are the ones that we will be streaming. Very New Road is where we're at now. Edinburgh, Luton, Victoria, which is London, Reading South, and obviously the red one is Goliath. They're the ones that we will be streaming. All the ones in blue we stream. All the events around the country are the ones that are there for you to enjoy, and they're all part of the NPL, the National Poker League, for the points to try and get a champion and a £40,000 package this year. That'd be amazing. So, but yeah, the ones in blue are the one that we are streaming.
Back to the action after we just saw Julio get the 4-bet bluff through, pre-flop with the King Jack. And Murph opening 10-7 and a hearts, raises to 3.2 under the gun. Tom flattened the Ace Jack. Julio's in with the Ace 3 of hearts. That brings Tim along on the bottom with the pocket 8s, and Lewis not defending the big blind with the King 4. Four-way action. King Jack 4 rainbow. So Tom flopping best here with his Ace Jack, middle pair nut kicker. Expect this just to check through tower. Be very surprised if anyone took a stab at this 4-way. However, this is a good card now that expect Tom Hall to start firing on a lot of the time. This king pairing, making it less likely that someone has a king, even more less likely that someone has a king once it checks through. So our Ace Jack is just going to be the best hand almost always, and Tom knows this, just going for value versus some worse Jack X, some Queen Jack, Jack 10, as well as some potential pocket pairs that might get sticky, 5s through 10s. But when Tom bets into 3 players here, although we are getting 4-1 on our money, I thought we might see Tim let it go. But happy to call once with the 8s. One of the hands that Tom was looking to eke out some value from.
9 of clubs on the river.
Now decision whether to try to get some more value. We are going to feel fairly confident we've got the best hand the way this hand's been played here. And Tim on the button will have some Queen Jack and Jack 10 potentially that we can get called from. Is there another small sizing choice here for Tom? Yeah, 4.5, really small. And this is the 3rd time we've seen this already today from Tom Hall, and these small block sizings on the river. We've seen him now do it with a bluff potentially. We've seen him do it with a nutted hand, and now we're seeing him doing it with just a value hand. And so completely balanced in these spots, Tom, already we've seen over such a small sample size. He's had 3 different holdings once he's opted for the small sizing on the river. It's been at the top of the range, near bottom, and then close to middle. So I don't know if Tom's been putting in some work off the tables. He's been in the lab running some sims perhaps about these particular river lead spots for the small size, but the fact that he's done it 3 times already today, I'm guessing that he has delved into the solvers perhaps and ran some spots in these sort of scenarios.
He's going to get called. We're going to see the Jack. Tim just snap folds. Nice one, Steetles. Going to have to be Goliath. Make sure you come down, and don't forget, if you want to pre-reg, you can right now. Any Grosvenor casino in the country, you can put your name in the holding tank online. Satellites are running. There's thousands of satellites on the clients. So a quick update before we go for a quick wander. We lost both Bens, Winder and Dobson, Andy Haygarth, Yanni Yanev, Mike Allen, Ollie Hutchins, all eliminated from the outer tables, and the numbers have fallen from 167 to 130. Oliver Hutchins, the last man out.
So Lewis is all in the small blind over Ali's open, gets it through.
They still have the level 100 now. That's right.
Yeah, but it's not about you. Yeah, you don't even play level 1 anyway. What stupid things you can play that?
Okay for the race, okay for that.
That's good.
You have to have that 2 hours of like guaranteed deep stack poker.
It's like being a vegetarian, you can play the ice sausages.
Some people do that as well.
King Queen for Ronnie should be opening this one up in the cut-off.
They like sharing their agendas. It's less about being vegan as much as it's about sharing it and like letting everyone know.
Raise and take for him, no action.
I don't eat meat. A lot of broccoli. And at least it's not like the London 2K where you can just jump in with 6 pigs.
It's the dream.
Of course, it was insane. I jumped in and got stacked to my head at the first hand as well. I think he should be banned from his premises.
So King Jack for Julio, happy to open this one under the gun +1.
I lost the draw for the button and ended up the big blinds.
That's where it makes the big flip all start.
It really is. It's such a sweat there.
Yeah.
Ronnie just flattened the King Queen suited.
Still lost less than that. Previous day.
Yeah. Nah. So it was in 4, it was in 2. It was the same day. It was the same day, yeah. Yeah, I annihilated 3 bags in the space of 10 minutes.
Both players with this board. Julio's happy to continue here with the King Jack of Hearts. Got 2 overcards, some nice backdoors. Ronnie with position though versus this size could potentially pill here. The King Queen of Clubs, really nice one to float with. It does.
I'm bad at ICM maps on the top of my head.
No one knows it. That's what I'm asking.
And then we worked it out to be between like £400 and £500.
You have to.
We see a turn, which is the Ace of Spades. If there's ever a card for us to double barrel on as Julio, this is going to be it. It's just Ronnie not going to have as many ace-X as us in this spot, but just choosing to check it over to Ronnie here as Julio potentially missing a spot here. like Ronnie's going to peel like 6s through 9s on the flop. He's going to peel all of his 10x, but he's going to have a tough time continuing with those hands. Once we double barrel on this card, it shouldn't really be too much ace-x after he calls flop, other than potentially some like ace-jack of clubs, as well as obviously the front door hearts. Ace-x of hearts going to be in there as well, and then you've got the 2-pair turn combo of ace-10. But we just start folding out hands like 6s through 9s, some like random queen-jack, queen-queen floats, as well as some 10x might start choosing to fold. But Julio didn't choose to take it, and now I'm guessing his plan of action is just to check fold here on the ace of spades turn. Yeah, same one, it's fine. Only 40 minutes left, guys, of the first session. It's gone fairly quick, to be honest with you. We've had a lot of bust outs on the feature table, plenty of bust outs on the outer table, but the room is filled up. Started the day with 167 21-day 2 buy-ins. That's probably going to get whittled down to between 20 and 30 come the back end of the day. Murphy the cut-off, raises the king-queen, making it 3.2. And Tom, aces in the small blind. How are we proceeding here? Three bets to 13.2. Nice big 4x size in. Out of the blinds versus the cut-off open. And action on Murph here with the king-queen. Interesting spot this for Merv, because we're going to know Tom Hall, we're going to know a lot about him and know that he's more than capable here of having some light free bets out of the small blind. And this deep, potentially, I wouldn't even hate seeing it. We could potentially 4-bet this one. I don't even need to go too large, like up to 30k, if we think Tom's going to be light enough at the time. But Merv just choosing the approach of calling. Does have position, but going to get himself in a world of trouble now after flopping top pair, second nut kicker here. And Tom with the boots. Nice flop for him, not too much we're worried about. Don't expect queen jack off the pill, so only worried about the 2 combos of queen jack suited. And then deuces will be in there as well. You expect this deep cut off versus small blind, but we just want to start getting value from the ace queen, king queen, queen 10 suited. Some jack x in there are going to be calling once as well. 14k into 29, so opting for just south of half, just under 50% pot from Tom Hall. And Murph just got a clear call here now, the king queen in this 3-bet scenario. Have no other play, can't fold, can't raise, just want to be calling with position. When I say can't raise, he's counting out what looks like a raise here, and this is a very unorthodox raise. You're not going to see this too often in a 3-bet pot, a player raising top pair, and you see it a lot more in single raise scenarios, single raise pots, but in a 3-bet coup it's quite a rarity nowadays to see a play like this from Murph. And what this might be from Murph, he might just be mixing it up, and Tom probably never expects Murph to raise this board and trying to maybe put Tom in an area that he's not been in too often. It's a situation that's not going to occur too often in a 3-bet scenario on this particular board. Rarely ever expect to get raised as Tom, but with aces, obviously we've now just got the clear call and taking the turn. 9 of hearts on the turn. King 10 does complete, so one of Murph's main bluffs, the King 10 suited, has just completed. Tom's not going to love this card here. 9 of hearts going to be a lot better for Murph's range than it is ours, but now Murph using position just checks behind and the 9 pairing, and surely Tom's going to value bet now tower. We go ahead of Queen Jack. King 10's probably going to continue firing turn, so expect Tom Hall here to value bet, try and get some value from some Queen X, although Tom probably doesn't expect too much Queen X to raise flop. So it's quite an interesting spot. Got to think about Murph's range of hands that pure free bet and then choose to raise on the Queen Jack Deuce rainbow board. And, Tom checks for that reason, and the aces are good. And I guess Murph playing it that way may have lost the minimum. If he just went check call, it would have been a gross river spot potentially. So maybe playing it in a fashion that you're not going to see too often has saved him some chips in that case, and Tom Hall up to over 300k. Great start for him.
45 bust outs this week, and we're not even finishing the first session just yet.
How we doing, Leanne? Our players left in.
Have we got a Jay's treble? Yes, have we got a Jay's treble? You are on fire. We have to do it this week.
I've done one, but it's not the best one because it's a 20-to-1 treble. But you can, I didn't put it out there. I'll put one on. But if you want to follow me,
20-to-1.
Yeah.
You love the value.
If you want to give it a follow, don't go mad because it's a bit of a punt. I've gone Wimbledon, Colchester, and then Accrington and Gillingham to draw, which pays around 20-to-1.
Oh, you're going for the, so you're not even going for a treble?
There's a treble. Wimbledon, Colchester, and Accrington.
Oh, I saw four names.
Accrington and Gillingham to draw. They're playing each other. So Wimbledon and Colchester to win, and then a draw between Accrington and Gillingham pays around 20-to-1. And don't go mad because obviously it's a big arse to get that in. But
he did have to scroll a long way down to try and find League 2. And he went, who is Gillingham?
I went so far down, I put Shrewsbury's game on in your treble for next week.
Hey, Josh Bennett's gone. Eddie Swales has gone. Terry Jordan
has gone. TJ.
And also has gone. You can dance. You can jive. As he said to me earlier on. I went, you've learned the next line. He went, I know. Oh, the Mad Turk unfortunately has just bust out.
This time when we're back in Manchester next year, you'll be having the time of your life, won't it? He'll have the next line in. Always great to see the Mad Turk in the mix.
Unfortunately, it has just bust out.
Ace 10 of clubs for Tim. Chooses to fire for 3k on the Ace Queen free board, and Julio with bottom pair, backdoor wheel possibilities, happy to call. King of Hearts on the turn. Does bring in Broadway draw now for the Ace 10 of Tim. Nice candidate to check behind, and that's exactly what he does. 10 of spades on the river, giving him aces up. Although we do lose to the Bear Jack X. Julio probably not want to be bluffing at this spot tower. It's just a board that's going to favour Tim, and we need to be aware that Tim's going to have checks with Ace Jack, King Jack, Queen Jack all on the turn, so he can plausibly have a Jack here as well as pocket Jacks. That's going to be in there as well. So it is a board which is probably a lot more favourable for Tim, although we will have the more Jack X that defend out the big blind, but the only Jack X that we're going to have the check called flop. It's basically going to be the same hands, the King Jack, the Ace Jack, the Queen Jack, so it's just going to get looked up too often, and Julio shows the 5-3. Tim with the Ace 10, nice check back on the turn, got the bluff from Julio on the river.
The winner for Tim Hickley. 30 minutes left until the end of the first session. We've lost 45 already.
It's absolutely. I hope today goes like this today. It's flown by this first session, I'll tell you that.
Yep. Good to get some good names around the table. Good to get some good action as well. Hope you're enjoying it at home, wherever you are. Sat in the beer gardens, maybe. Wherever you may be watching the live stream. Hope everybody is good.
I think that I don't think I get called by anyone. So I've got a marker I check, and then if I check, I'm just going to arrange it like he's king. Feel like that.
What cricket's on? Apocalypse is watching the cricket as well. I don't do cricket, to be fair. I'm not.
I don't need to explain myself in terms of
Are England playing the West Indies or something like that? I think they are, aren't they?
you can't value that.
No longer going to play them back.
Yeah. England versus West Indies Test match. They love the cricket in the West Indies. Very passionate. Had some great players in the past. I don't think I could name one of them anymore. Three-handed to the flop, 8-9 king, 2 spades.
Tom not choosing to continue this board, I guess, thinks that Connor's going to be King X enough heavy on the button, going to peel King Queen, King Jack, King 10, these type of holdings here. So Tom not really fussed about this one. I'm guessing he's just waving the white flag. And check from Ali. Now it's going to delay c-bet. I guess we can plausibly rep hands like 10s, Jacks, Queens, as well as some 9x here that would start betting on this turn. We're going to check a lot of our 9x on the flop, ace 9 through like 10-9 suited. So these hands can then comfortably come in for value once check 2 on the turn. So picks that one up, and Tom Hall flying at the moment. Going to take someone to stop him out.
It is indeed. He's a great player. He's got a lot of chips. He's doing it very nicely indeed. England versus the West Indies. It wasn't the greatest. One of the greatest quotes in cricket versus England versus West Indies. The legend that was Richie Beno was commentated, and he said the batsman's holding, the bowler's willy. Because there was Michael Holding was bowling for the West Indies and Peter Willey was batting for England. Ludo, Katie and Jack did not play. Unless Ludo snuck in this morning.
Yeah, I think Ludo's probably still in, well, he was in Prague, so probably not got back yet.
Katie's not played this event.
Yeah, Jack's in San Diego, I
and
believe.
Jack was in Vegas and he's now in San Diego having a few days off. Tuned in last night to Jack for 20 minutes while he was actually in the airport.
Tuned in, tuned straight back out after the hand.
After the hand.
Yeah.
After the hand you told him.
That will be highlight reel for later though. I think if you missed it, we'll be on Facebook at some point today.
Yeah, Connor does look like you and McNicholas.
Excluded that
They were sat side by side at one of these streams earlier in the year, weren't they? And they certainly look like brothers.
No, it weren't you, and it was what's his name? Henrik, weren't it? That looks exactly like Connor. Was it Henrik Henson or something?
Oh right,
like that?
Henrik,
Henrik, yeah. Who's an absolute spitter, Connor.
Connor's in.
Speaking of it, yep. Connor's in for 21 bigs here, shoving over low jack open from Tom. And Tom not falling off with King Jack, that is for sure. Yep, Maurizio's still in. He's going strong.
He had a lot of chips on the last pan that we did. Christian Popescu isn't though, he's just been eliminated. VS, another GDPR gone. Stuart Fox has gone. Ola Ayagun has also been eliminated. Stephen Lockett has gone. Sonny Mystery.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So Sonny's gone. Eliminated. Unlucky to Sonny. One of the nice guys, Sonny Mystery. Eliminated. So, more eliminated around the room. I think that brings us to 120. 120 as we are 25 minutes away from the first break in play. As you can see with the clock straight behind us, straight behind the table. 25 minutes and counting.
How are we doing, Andy? Didn't realise you comparing Healis to McNicholas. Good afternoon. Never seen you play any of these, Andy. Never seen you in the old GUKPT mix.
Yeah, come on, the Bowie effect. Get your trousers on.
Yeah, he just sits there probably in his boxers playing online all day.
Wins chunks.
Yeah.
Watches the live stream.
Don't need to
couple of bevies. Delicious.
King Jack. Well, Lucas just happy to continue here. And gets the fault from Ali Malou. You're missing out, Andy. You're missing out. They're great festivals, not just the poker as well, the people and the drinking after and just chatting with people. It's just a really good vibe all the time.
Yeah, it was like some hyper, I think. Some hyper. I knew it was a one.
He got second in the hyper in Vegas.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Oh, you meant a Prague.
Tom got some chips now. Probably going to go up the gears, start opening a few more hands.
Yeah, I ended up raising
Raises to 3.2.
I ended up raising a prize tournament.
That sounds pretty good.
Phil helped me for some years.
I should have gone to Belgium after the MT, but just didn't do well. I felt kind of rude.
Tim just calling the ace queen and the cut off here. Not choosing to 3-bet the +1 open from Tom. Definitely could mix in a 3-bet, but happy to flat here.
Flop time. A lot of pains on that board. 8 Jack King.
Your eyes are good, Tower.
And that's without the glasses.
Yeah, Phil got stacked in some ridiculous way.
Not much for anyone here.
It was really funny.
And, both Murph and Tom have checked over to Tim. He's probably happy to start firing. Got the nut high hand, equity to Broadway, overcard to the board. As well as that, our calling range in the cut-off will contain some King Queen, King 10, King Jack, these type of holdings. Gonna have the set of 8s in there as well. And obviously the times that we do get some resistance from Tom, we've still got decent equity within the hand. 10 would make us a nuts, ace would make us top pair. Check, check on the deuce of spades turn, and 9 of hearts river. And I'm going to say Tom Hall's got Queen Jack Tower.
Queen Jack.
Or Jack 10 suited.
Okay.
Bets one big blind, and this is the 4th time we've seen this now. Oh no, 16k. I thought it was one. No, it is 1.6. It's not 16. I think it's 1.6. Because there weren't a yellow chip in there.
No.
It looked like 3 greens and a blue. So I think this is a graphic
16,000 is 4 chips, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So Yeah. Pretty sure this is just a one big blind river bet from Tom Hall. Because the dealer's probably gone 16 and Dave's here, and instead of 16k, 1600, but it does get out of the way. Another pot going the way of Tom Hall. You know, I honestly think he's gone away, Tower.
Yeah.
He's put some work in off the table, and he's looked into these river spots, and like I said, it's a fourth time today now. That's the smallest of the lot. That was less than 10% river bet, but we've seen 20%, we've seen 15%, but these small river leads now out of position from Tom Hall, becoming the norm of this session. And it doesn't mean, guys, like you see one of the best in the country like start doing this. Like, doesn't mean just get into a game and then start doing it in your local comp, because Tom's doing it. Tom's probably knows the ins and outs of that spot, and probably put the work in, and that's why he's using it in game. As I always say, it's one thing to start seeing someone do something, but then it's actually understanding why they're doing it and why they're taking that line. It's interesting to watch. Great way of learning, watching some of the best. There's Tom once more in the mix. Ace Queen this time, raises to 3.2, and Lucas defending in the big blind. And Tom just flopping top two pair. Sometimes you just have it, but not getting any action from Lucas. Yep, spot on Andy, fires 6.4 into 8.8, 3/4 sizing, close to on the Ace Queen 10 rainbow. Yeah, the thing is though, Rob, he's like the hands we've seen him do it with, we saw him do it with the, well, basically the nuts, the second nut flush, King 3 of hearts on a 3-heart board, went with like a 15% river sizing leading into the aggressor. We then saw him do it with trip 8s, and then we saw him do it with like a third pair hand, and so he's just got lots of different hands in there that he's got these small river leads with, which makes it very difficult to play against, because a lot of players may see that small size and think, oh, they're weak, I'm going to raise, but when someone's got the strong hands in there as well, it stops you from doing that, knowing that that small lead can also be close to the nuts, as well as just a mediocre holding that wants to get to showdown cheaply. And he says it's a lot around the turn checking back, caps their range for the most part on most rivers. Makes sense. Tom playing well and running well, lethal combination. Now firing 18.5.
Pot size got this time.
Yeah, no, I've just got anything with Queen 6 of hearts tower. More than pot size here from Tom, 1.1. Just all the varieties of sizings you see from Tom. Tom's just had it with like a 9-6 suited or something like that, but he's genuinely thinking about hero in this spot with just queen high. I can't see how Murph finds a call here, Tower. Queen high here on.
Yeah, I don't know what's going through his mind at this moment in time.
I guess Tom's repping a boat once he goes this size, 8x or 10x, or at least a boat straight flush out there as well. But Tom could potentially have like, say, king 9 with the king of clubs or something. So if he's got a hand like that, we don't even beat that. And Tom's bluffing with like a king 9, king of clubs hand. Yeah, I guess 7s through deuces obviously get counterfeited. Yeah, it does make sense. Guess that's what he thinks Tom's got. And eventually lets it go with the queen high.
Tom up 150,000 this session. In C order, the chip stacks. Ali Malou 202. Tom Hall, look at that, 347,000. Lucas doing well as well, 172. Tim Micklin on 83.
Seven hearts for Lewis, raises the 3.2. Connor happy to defend the suited king in the big blind. No Apocalypse. Ludo was not in this mix. I think he's still like, I know he was in Prague, so. Top pair, top kicker here for Lewis. However, it is a board that you expect him to have plenty of checks on, and is going to play range here and check this behind. 4 of clubs on the turn, bringing in flush draw to go with Connor's pair. Although there is 4 lineup, both ways to straight, any 8 or 3 making a straight here. And Connor checking over to Lewis, and checks behind, and a 4 on the end. And once Lewis it's checked over to him, can he find the thin value bet here, Tower? I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
Connor, I doubt Connor's ever checking a 3 or an 8 in this particular scenario, and I'm sure Lewis is going to make that assumption as well. So a lot of the time our A7 is just going to be the best hand, and we can try and get value from some potential 6x, 5x, make our hand look like ace high, king high, and sometimes get the hero from some 5s or 6s. So I really like this value bet on the river for Lewis. A lot of players might choose to check this spot back, but once you think about the hand and what hands Connor should be leading, a lot of the time, once he's gone check, 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 his 3x and 8x are just always going to lead this river, so we can feel confident that our 7's going to be the best hand in this particular scenario, and we can really put some 6s, some 5s, even some worse 7x in a tough spot, because it can look like we have an ace high / king high type holding. Over to Connor here, and this is really not nice for us. Makes the correct lay down. Good fold, Connor.
Tom 346, Ali Malou 202. Big chip stacks. Couple more eliminations from the room. Mitch Speck, Ryan Grossman, Ewan McNicholas has bust, Suk Patel from Liverpool, Michael Clements has gone, and in the last couple of minutes we have lost Justin Slavas and Lucas Alexander. Wowzers, 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 which means from 167 we're on 112. 55 players busting in this session with 10 minutes to go until the end of the level. 55 players.
Action folded to Tom on the button. Happy to open here with a Queen 8. 3.6. Just raise and take. I know Julio shoved the A6 in the big blind. Not raise and take for Tom. That pot going the way of Julio. Queen 10 of spades for Ronnie. Nice one to open. Makes it 3.5. Ali in the big blind, 6-4 off. Defends. And Ali Malou special, flopping bottom two with a 6-4.
Absolutely.
And it's a board Ronnie wants to be continuing on as well. Very high frequency here. We've got Queen high, it's King high, it's good for our range. We've got some very nice backdoors with the Queen 10. We've also got some removal to some strong King X, King Queen and King 10 less likely. So just a nice spot for us to continue here as Ronnie. But after we're met by this check raise from Ali Malou, it's just going to be it for us with this hand. Check raising 4.5x, and correctly gets out of the way.
JDDT, absolutely. Heard last night. Shock news. The drummer from Foo Fighters, Taylor Hawkins, passing away at 50. He was enigmatic. He was superb on the stage. Full of energy. Yeah, it was a big shock when the news came through. $55 players eliminated in the first session, with a few minutes to go until the end of it. The first break is 25 minutes. They'll be racing off the 100 chips. They're giving the dealers a 20-minute break because there wasn't a breaker. The room was quieting down a little bit now, so we'll get back to normal break soon. But 25 minutes because they race off the chips. And obviously changing the table for the feature, which we'll get news of very soon.
So they say Tim happy to defend the deuces and the big blind. And lovely flop for Lucas, flopping top two on ace-8-4. Definitely a board. Just happy to start betting here versus big blind range. Plenty we can get called by, but chooses to check behind. Bit of deception. 6 of diamonds on the turn. Now surely have to bet this as Lucas Plenty of gutter balls out there. Potentially we can get called by it. Some 8x, some 6x after we check back flop. Tim obviously with the deuces. Just got to fold. Because we're going on break in 5 minutes, guys. Don't forget the treble's up. Towers treble. If you want to get on, when we get back, the games will be kicking off. He's gone for Shrewsbury, Bristol Rovers, and Exeter.
Good luck.
I don't get asked.
I was last GUKPT I got it in with jacks at one point, and I was like, why did you get it in with jacks? I'm like, what are you, come on. He's like, you could have just folded every hand and made another 20 grand. I'm like, yeah, that is true, but like, I'm trying to make good decisions here. Why would you get it in with jacks?
Mate, to be fair, I probably wouldn't get it if against your dad with tax.
I won't get against my dad.
It sounds like a king's plus.
No, my dad's ladder in blood. My dad's like, lock it up fifth.
So the raise from Tom makes it 3.2. Ali flattening on the button.
Me and the legend of the game.
He'd have locked until he'd have like 7-8 flops.
Tom gets a really nice flop here with the Queen 8 of spades. King high flopping second nut flush draw. Happy to continue. And Ali Malou just going to be letting the Jack 10 go.
Players after the break, you're on table 14.
So how much of the form do you know about Wimbledon, Colchester and Accrington Stanley?
Well, I know there's a big tennis tournament on in Wimbledon.
Yeah.
Nice in Colchester.
Okay.
And I didn't know anything about Accrington nor Gillingham, so I went for the draw.
Sweet. I love the theory.
There you go.
I love it. Bet responsibly.
I did say don't go mad, guys.
Gamble responsibly.
It's a 20-1 treble. It's
oh man, last person out this level.
who was it?
Tom Middleton.
Ah, Midi.
Midi. Meaning 111 are left with 2 minutes left on the clock. 25-minute break after this sesh, which is on its way, and then back at 5 to 3 with another 2 levels, taking us to 5 to 5 and a 60-minute dinner break. 4 o'clock, the side event will be on. And the 200-pounder, if you fancy it, come along and have some fun.
Blind on blind here, raising to 5k. And Lewis in the big with the 8-6 off, lets it go. Alan Gordon, good afternoon to you.
Alright, good. Watching on Facebook. Hope things are good.
So last hand of the session.
What are these? What are these lozenges? They're like cops. Does anybody remember cops? They are proper like cops, but they're good for the throat.
You don't know. Come back, you're like, oh fuck, I've literally got no idea what team I'm on. In Vegas especially, you walk around.
Prize pool. £567,000.
140k going to the wheel.
Second place is just under £100,000.
Madness.
Every credit. Every credit.
This is going to be the last hand, 30 seconds just over left on the clock.
Tim's off.
Ali making it 3.6. And he's out the way with a Jack 8 of diamonds. Looks like Lewis has a decision here in the small blind. Queen 8 of clubs. Happy to make the call versus the Malou Open. And that's surely going to bring Murph in here with the ace-4 of spades. And does.
Reaction to finish off the session. 56 players eliminated around the room.
So Ali Malou flopping best here.
Fires out.
The King Jack, quick fold from Lewis, quick fold from
Snap,
Murph.
snap.
We are on a 25-minute break, guys. We'll be back at 5 to 3. We will see you then.
See you then. New table on its way. See you in 25. Welcome to another hour with the Tower. We are pleased to be joined this time by one of the guys who plays a circuit, and a lot of the circuit we will be talking about. Over $1 million in lifetime earnings, 8 GUKPT main event finals, and the 2019 Grosvenor Player of the Year. It is the one and only from Castaway, Mr. Tom. No, it's Richard Kellett.
Hello, Tower. Just got my lockdown beard here that everyone might not be accustomed to, but
that is a growth, man. That looks good.
Yeah, well, the pubs opened, didn't they, on Saturday, and I was sort of tempted to go out, but what I made sure that I did is I didn't go for a haircut, so then I didn't want to go out like this, so I managed to fade it for another week.
I tell you what, if Simon Zach watches this, you could be brothers.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, do look a bit like Zach. Yeah.
You know what? Absolutely. Hey, we're going to run through what Rich Kellett has done for over the last decade. It's been pretty eventful. And one of the first things we can talk about is that we saw recently you posted on social media about you're in a chess club at school. Now, you're talking to a guy that used to play for Rotherham, by the way, at chess.
Oh, wow.
So now that is a long time ago at school, by the way. Was chess a good base for poker? Is that what we deep thinking?
Absolutely. So in my primary school, in my local village, our head teacher, she was called Mrs. Baxter. She was very, very she was really, really passionate about chess, and it sort of exuded through the whole of the sort of year 6 age groups down to year 3. We were playing and we had a really avid club. And yeah, it just went from there, really. Me and my younger sister, we ended up being 2 of the better players, and we ended up representing Lancashire, and we'd even go down to England matches at the Albert Hall where they play the darts. Now we used to play in the